on the front line.
Welcome to Cheese vs. RedxWings. RedxWings is going to be Cheese's second challenger this reign. Working our way through Kings pretty quick today on Starcross Kings. Went from a 23 challenger long reign with Love Nest to nobody lasting more than 3 or 4, I think, for the last couple of days. It's been very turbulent. Let's see what happens. Cheese playing with Oster here in the south, RedxWings playing as U.S. forces in the north and going with rear echelon spam, a strategy that most people do not attempt lightly, but RedxWings fears nothing, so can't say I'm incredibly surprised. Going to send 2 left, 1 right, and 1 center. See if he can cap enough territory to make up for the fact that they're not particularly combat capable, and probably rush his way to some kind of lieutenant tier light vehicle is my guess.
I got orders, boys. Target secure.
He's actually floating manpower now, so maybe he's going to transition out of a 4 rear echelon start into
We're taking fire.
something else. I don't know.
Rounds ours. Listen up.
Rear echelons take the fuel point, back off slightly into this building. Second squad moving to try and support. Grenadiers taking control of the munitions, and the rear echelon troops right and center continue to take territory unopposed for now. There won't be much of anything RedxWings can do to win this engagement, I don't think. Although those Pios should probably not have walked into point-blank range against these rear echelon troops. This squad in yellow cover is going to get focus fired down by Grens very quickly. They're going to have to retreat soon. I think RedxWings should have put both squads in the house. Normally that doesn't make that much sense to do, but in this situation it made sense to do, because then he could have engaged out of 7 windows simultaneously instead of just 4. Something to think about. Maybe next time. That squad got wiped on retreat by Gren, so he's down to 3 rear echelons and he's floating 500 manpower. His cutoff attempt will succeed. So nice cutoff maneuver there by RedxWings, and he will continue taking the right side unopposed. This squad in the building also going to be forced to retreat soon, early I should say, if it doesn't want to get wiped on retreat by Grenadiers in the retreat path. Replacing one of his losses, but other than that, not spending manpower on anything other than a fighting position, right side. Protect that fuel point, and he will continue taking this territory unopposed for now. Rear echelon troops reinforcing. Making their way towards the center now. MG42 and Grenadiers. Available. What was that? Oh, base gun suppresses the Grenadiers. They got a little too close. And there they go. Rear echelon troops over here on the right side will definitely lose against those Grens, and this force making its way towards RedxWings cutoff will probably completely shut down his resource income, but he does have 1 squad heading left to take these territories. Lieutenants on the field for RedxWings, as well as an ambulance, and he has not unlocked any base upgrades yet, so we can't throw BARs on his rear echelon troops or anything like that yet. There's the 50 cal on his fighting position here on the right side, which is pretty much all of his munitions invested into that. Lieutenant jumps into this shed and forces a retreat from the machine gun right there. Lieutenant's doing some sort of crazy dance, but will win this engagement against those Grens and get control of the center victory point. Rear echelon troops continue harassing on the right side, trading for territory with 1 squad of Grens. This squad heading left will get to the fuel point. Grenadiers moving to counter here, and ambulance will heal up a couple of rear echelons in the base, and RedxWings is going to field some 50 cals, or at least 1 50 cal, in addition to the 50 cal in his fighting position. Lieutenant taking the center, Grenadiers pushing rear echelon troops out of the left side fuel, but it looks like they will at least decap it, maybe. Oh, they sniped a Grenadier model. Nice snipe. Lieutenant's going to retreat right there, and then this rear echelon troop squad is doing what it can against Pios. Engaging from the south half of this building. Rear echelon troops sniped 2 models in this engagement, 1 pile model and 1 machine gun model before pulling back to safety, getting a little bit of good RNG, helping him trade for manpower as efficiently as you can probably hope with rear echelon troop spam. 50 cal is moving towards the center to protect this area and should easily force away that squad of Grens if it sets up. There it goes. Should be an easy engagement win. There's the retreat. 50 cal should also force this to retreat. Just walking right up to it at point blank range. There it goes. So 50 cal forces 2 retreats as soon as it hits the field. Rear echelon troops working on the right side, taking out... Really? A grenadier squad must have walked into this 50 cal. Yes, it did. Suppression on 2 different fronts forces a lot of retreats from Cheese. 50 cal is now going to move left to force further retreats from these flamethrower piles, and it looks like RedxWings is going to come out of this series of engagements with a pretty hefty amount of map control. No commander selection yet from RedxWings, but Cheese has chosen mobile defense and may start fielding Ostrupen. Try and counter this rear echelon spam.
Get ready! Warning orders!
Double flamethrowers, by the way, from Cheese. This one's retreating a little late from that lieutenant. There they go. I think they'll survive. Rear echelon troops will be able to get the victory point. Lieutenant will be able to get the munitions. And here comes a scout car, but RedxWings has researched bazookas, has one on this rear echelon troop squad already. 50 cal will jump into the building. If it gets any bursts off at point blank range, by the way, it'll do serious damage to that 222's armor. Look at how quickly that's going down. Bazooka shot connects. 222 has to pull to safety. Where's it going? It's so trapped. MG42 will suppress the bazooka, though, fortunately. Still, I feel like that 222 is in serious danger just from the US base defenses if it gets spotted. Wow! So close to going down. Anything could kill this. Bazooka has not retreated. Won't get one more shot off either, though. There's a lieutenant over here, though. I don't know if this is going to get away or not. It's in so much danger. Lieutenant with his BAR is probably going to take this thing down. There it goes. Nice pickup by RedxWings, and that scout car is destroyed by 1 bazooka shot, 50 cal fire, and Lieutenant BAR fire. Nicely played by RedxWings. Probably a bit of a mistaken judgment by Cheese, who didn't think RedxWings had any anti-light vehicle, I assume. Over here on the left side, Flamethrower taking control of the strategic point, and Grenadiers are going to go grab the victory point. This squad of Grens taking the munitions. MG42 walks right into a lieutenant set up in green cover. They don't have any cover, and they get suppressed by a 50 cal from the back, and they're going to have to retreat. That engagement is lost. The Flamethrower can't advance beyond this cover position either. RedxWings now has absolute map control and a significant lead for engagements, having killed a scout car. Half track on the field. He's going to have to be very careful with this. RedxWings has now at least 3 bazookas in his possession, so keeping those light vehicles alive. Light vehicles against bazooka spam is probably the worst thing Cheese could have done. Mobile defense, probably the worst thing he could have chosen. I feel like Pumas are going to get hard countered by this if he actually fields any. Everything RedxWings has can do at least minor damage to light vehicles. His 50 cals can hurt light vehicles, and the lieutenant with his BAR can sort of hurt light vehicles, so I feel like RedxWings may have hard countered Cheese. Possibly inadvertently. Rear echelon troops move up to put pressure on this half track. It will be forced back to safety. The 50 cal forces retreats from 2 squads of Grenadiers being shoved back into his base repeatedly. Cheese is going to have to find a way to counter RedxWings' machine gun and bazooka spam. Anti-vehicle on his rear echelons and anti-infantry with his machine guns, plus 1 infantry squad in the form of his lieutenant. Proving very difficult for Cheese to deal with. Flamethrower inside of a half track heading right should be able to push away this lieutenant. He's largely unsupported over here. Major retreat point set up here by the ambulance. No commander selection yet from RedxWings. Half track drives right into the fighting position over here. Whoa, why would he get out right there? Whoops. Oh my god, that half track is almost dying to the 50 cal. pops out right there, but another 50 cal is moving to save the day, maybe. I don't think it has a line on anything over here, but both of these squads are now very vulnerable. The lieutenant is in the retreat path. Meanwhile, another engagement for the left side. 50 cal set up in green cover will suppress that MG42 as it tries to protect this area. This 50 cal starts doing heavy damage to the half track, which is trying to pull away. I think it might go down to a fighting position, and the flamethrower dies. Oh my god. Oh, could this be going any worse for Cheese? I really don't think so. Lost his half-track and flamethrower to a fighting position, and 50 cal over here on the right side. Oh god. Rear echelon's trying to flank the MG42, will get behind it successfully, start putting pressure on that to retreat. If these squads walk into this 50 cal over here, I think the engagement for this side is lost, which they are doing. And both squads instantly suppressed. MG backpedaling over here to get away from the bazooka squad. Will be able to suppress that at least with this flamethrower. It looks like it might get wiped if it doesn't retreat right now. Rifle grenade cannot turn the engagement in Cheese's favor. Huge damage from that burst on red cover. One more burst. No, he will retreat. RedxWings is going to try and seal the deal on that flamethrower, and he does! Flamethrower dropped. Grenadiers recover. Late retreat on that bazooka. There they go. Not a very good retreat path, but I think they'll get away. The lieutenant moves to try and support in this engagement. That bazooka squad will also be forced off the battlefield, and that mortar will definitely seal the engagement for Cheese. So at least he forces some retreats from RedxWings, but he's already got a Sherman in production. RedxWings has absolute and total map control. A very healthy force of both anti-infantry and anti-light vehicle on his rear echelon troops. Flamethrower getting pinned down. Sherman diving into the front line. We're gonna hit that Puma. They just smashed right into each other. That Puma is so screwed. If the Sherman chases, which it looks like it's going to do. Even if it doesn't, there are at least 4 bazookas in RedxWings' army. That Sherman is not even remotely in danger against a Puma. And that's most of Cheese's fuel reserves exhausted to do that. And his army is just so weak. He has nothing. All of his light vehicles up to this point destroyed. Nowhere close to taking up to an actual tank. Probably never will. It's going to take some miraculous Puma micro to take this game, and he doesn't even have pyos right now. He doesn't even have pyos with which to heal this thing because both of his flamethrowers got wiped. One in the half track and one to a snipe over here by rear echelons on the retreat. Why did he get a Puma anyway? Good question. What is this gonna do against bazooka spam and 50 cal spam? Well, at least he'll be able to blow up this fighting position. At least there's something on this battlefield that a Puma can counter. And he should be able to take that out. 50 cal's doing minor damage to the Puma, but it should be fine. Although I think that will bring it to like maybe one hit from death against Sherman HE shells. Sherman takes a Panzerfaust over here on the right side, but it's not in any real danger. Forcing retreats from various infantry squads, and the Puma has to get away from those bazookas to safety. Bazooka shot misses. Puma will continue its retreat back to the base. Sherman has no problem scaring everything away off this battlefield and back into the base. On this front, and over here there is one Grenadier squad to counter some rear echelon troops. He should be okay against them. Mortar just got wiped against rear echelon spam, by the way. You cannot lose team weapons. It's extremely cheap and efficient for RedxWings to recover anything that gets dropped, and he's on his way to do so with that squad now. Puma still has no access to repairs. It's at a dangerously low level of health considering. And most of its HP, by the way, has gone down to small arms fire. It took 1 HE shell, but other than that, all the rest of its HP has been lost just to, well, not small arms, but 50 cal fire, I should say. I don't think machine guns are small arms. They're like machine guns. That squad will retreat. Sherman is fully repaired and will continue to contain Cheese to his base. Over here on the left side, 50 cal should be able to push away those grenadiers. Armor-piercing rounds firing on some stuff. Does not manage to push anything away from the center though. Sherman scares all team weapons back into the base. The Puma has finally received some repairs, but takes light damage here. Needs to pull back to safety. And there's a Jackson? Yes, Jackson on the field. No commander selection from Red Wings yet, by the way. I thought that was an M10, but he did not pick armor. So, not sure what he's gonna do. He doesn't really need a commander to win this game. His opponent only has 80 victory points left. He has a machine gun protecting all 3 VPs. Flanking attempt by those grenadiers. 50 cal will sprint to safety. Look at that. I have almost never seen that ability even used. It's kind of cool. Sprinting that back to the protective screen of these bazookas. What is that Puma doing? Oh no! Pop smoke to survive. Bazooka shots do not connect. 50 anti-tank gun is in a little bit of danger. Bazooka snipes on that. Pio squad bringing it low. Bazookas continue their advance against that Puma, which is falling low dangerously quickly. What is it doing? Run, little Puma! Oh, that was such an easy kill for those bazookas at that range. 50 cal, however, does get forced to retreat from this engagement, I think. I don't know where it went. It's not here. AT gun, Panzerfaust, mortar in the area, puts that Sherman in a little bit of danger. It's popping smoke on the AT gun, but it does sustain 2 shots, and the bazooka squad over here just got wiped by sustained grenadier fire. Fresh Puma on the field to hunt and destroy that Sherman, and it will go down, I think. AT gun shot misses. Main gun destroyed from that Puma. He could save the crew. It's not too late to save that Vet 1 Sherman crew. There they go. Jackson exposing itself to Puma and AT gun fire here. It does get a shot off on the Puma, but may want to have to pull back to safety. Oh, the AT gun shot snipes it. Oh, out of control. Jackson gets main gun destroyed, but it will go down to 50 cal fire. 50 cal penetration at range, proving to be very useful once again at taking out Pumas and light vehicles in general. Out of control Jackson, of course, did the bulk of the damage right there. So a bit of bad luck for Cheese for sure in that engagement. These 2 rear echelon troop squads making their way towards the river to push away these grenadiers. And Cheese could not save the game in time. The victory points will run out. Well played, Red Wings. 4 rear echelons with bazookas, into Lieutenant, into 350 cals, into Sherman, into Jackson. Interesting build order, and it gives Red Wings a 485 victory point victory. I think we are looking at a very serious contender for the Coco Jumbo Award, depending on what happens in Game 2.